Okay. Morning, guys. As you can see, I went ahead and took I'm taking out 800 shares on that SXTC. It's gapped up this morning. There's really, honestly, there's no news that I can see yet. There might be news on it actually, but it's just I'm taking 800 shares, 800 shares on a dollar stock, $1.19, and just to see where this goes, because it's representative of the pharmaceutical industry. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of stocks gapping up right now with this. This did have a couple runs, more so around the time that it IPO'd, but I think it's possible to. I think it's possible that just hype and momentum, and even sympathy momentum, just based upon what's been going on with some of these pharmaceutical and biotech companies here lately. I think it's possible that there's at least a test of these highs, and maybe even a test to the 200 day. And who knows? I mean, this could this could spike. This could be a huge spike today. I mean, I don't know. It's honestly, it's kind of wishful thinking. I mean, it's an 18 million share float, so a low price stock with I wouldn't consider that super low float, but medium float. Medium float, I think, would be fair. And so even if it can just get up and test these levels here, and I can start scaling out, you know, 200 shares at a time, which I probably would. I'd probably take 200 off here, and then maybe 200 off here at the test of the 200, and then see where the other 400 go. But if it fails, I'll have a stop, basically at I'll go ahead and put it in 109. So I'm risking $80. Um, so we'll say stop sell at 109. All right, so we'll see how that plays out. This is just one of those stocks where it's just kind of like let's just see. It's worth it. It's worth the $80 to find out, in my opinion. Now, obviously, with slippage, might be a little more than that, 80, 90. And if it's, and I'll say this too, if it's moving up, but it's struggling even at like maybe these levels here around $1.25, and it seems like it's going to come back down, I'll just move my stop up. So, if we, like I said, if we get some momentum on this, as we get momentum, I'll gradually move my stop up. That way, even if it doesn't work out, it might just be a break-even trade. So, we'll see. There's a lot going on today. And hold on one second. Let's see. Big lots. It's losing its lunch. Losing its lunch. Only 200,000 shares. All right, well, not too interested. AMRN is always a big one. Wow. 1357, yeah. It could be big for AMRN. It's a 30% short float. So, obviously, cracking down through these levels would be huge for AMRN. It's touched down to this 1376 level many times. Might even be worth just taking 100 shares and stopping out at the break of 1420, just because if the SPY continues to pull, this could be a heavy mover today. Let's see. Might even be worth 200 shares. I don't know. As you guys can tell, I'm not feeling too well today. Well, you might not be able to tell, but now you can tell because I told you. Not feeling too well. I think I caught what my son had. So I might not even be in a really solid enough frame of mind to be day trading here today. So I really am. I'm kind of in that like, I don't really care mood. And I need to care. You don't want to enter this space with that kind of careless attitude. You need to enter this space with a plan. You need to be very intentional. You need to know exactly what you're going to do when you're going to do it. There's no time to play around. So honestly, it's probably not a good situation for me. I'm going to be watching the S&P 500 today. I've marked out some levels here. We've come down and almost tapped this level, which is pretty a pretty critical level. And I think 280, roughly 280, 281 will be another critical level, just because you have, kind of in that area here, tapped here, 280 here, almost tapped it there. Uh, Basically tapped it here, here, here. This was that big triple top. Well, it ended up being a triple bottom breakthrough on the S&P 500 back in between October and December of 2018. I remember trading through this. It was ridiculous. But we had a V-shaped recovery bounce, and we may get that here. I'm inclined. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of variables that would have to come into play for this to be another V-shaped recovery, but I could see this being a much slower recovery. Although this, if you think about it, even though this is V-shaped, there was a lot of hesitation in these days. You can see price action, it took its time working its way back up. So I don't know. We may see more of something like this over here, or it just could continue plummeting. I don't know. Who knows? We could be in or headed towards a recession. I know nobody wants to think like that, but the end of the day, I mean, that could be exactly what's happening here. But I don't know. I'm not so inclined to think that. But I am watching these levels, and I'm watching the 280 levels. I'm not going to mark out 280 quite yet. So let's see. DYNT will be interesting. There's a lot going on here with all this stuff. Not TVIX, but like Codex. Locate 950 for 100 shares. Let's see here. NVAX. I mean, this stuff has just been racing up, just killing it, absolutely killing it, crushing it. NVAX gives me a little more something to work with as far as levels than something like APT. APT is really not providing any previous levels to go on. Shares for short on this stuff is extremely expensive. Look, 100 shares is $36, and that's not even the worst. I think the worst was VIR, but we'll get there in a minute. I'll just go down the line. Locate HPI 54, LAKE not available. So there you go on that. I'm just going to remove that from the list. VIR locate $67. What did I tell you? And it's just ridiculous and very spready. I don't know, guys. I don't know if I really even want to mess with any of this today. I really don't. mRNA still looks good for a continuation to the downside. I think if we break the 23 levels, I think we could work our way down. I mean, I don't see why not. So yesterday, yeah, because yesterday was basically bouncing off of some of these levels somewhere in that area, but today could crush it. It could crush these levels. So mRNA was kind of my baby yesterday. That was my biggest winning trade in quite some time. So I don't see any reason why not to pay a little bit of attention to it today. Let's look at ALT. Goodness. So, all right. Let me look at DYNT. I need to check the news on that. No news. No news. Okay. That's a little telling. I mean, it's not majorly telling by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a little telling. Alt. Okay, completes first development milestone towards a single dose COVID vaccine. Okay, this is all obviously. Coronavirus momentum. Okay. Significant volume. There's significant volume in ALT. It's a 15.3 million share float. We do, let's see, and we've got 3.79 million shares traded so far. I'm going to watch this. I'm going to watch it. And how much are shares? How much is 1,000 shares? $13. Okay. I mean, because that could be worth it. I might even, I mean, it's a cheap stock. Now, you guys know I like to trade with conservative share size, but when we're dealing with stocks like this that are, you're dealing with $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 stocks, 800 shares really isn't a lot. Unless it's extremely spready and moving quickly, then. But I wouldn't consider this that. I think this is definitely one that you would scoop up 800 shares, if nothing else, maybe just to give yourself room to average into. If this thing skyrockets up here, and say I want to start putting in a couple hundred shares here, a couple hundred shares here, and then even here, just in anticipation that it may reject these levels and come slamming back down, and then just set a stop to break even here. I mean, you'd be risking in total maybe, I don't know, maybe a couple $100 on a trade like that. But if it ended up working out in your favor, you're looking at anywhere from 4 to 6, maybe even $800 if you're just confident that this thing's going to crash and you want to hold on to it for a while and see. So I mean, you're even at that rate, an averaging in rate with 800 shares, you're looking at a a 2 to 1 profit loss ratio at least. I would think, if not 3 to 1, and if not 4 to 1. So let me see how much they were again. 1040. I'll spend $10 on that. So I'm going to keep ALT up, and I'm actually going to put that up here at the top. mRNA. So I'm going to need to watch. I'm going to need to be keeping an eye on both of these, because I think these are the ones that I'm going to be a little more drawn to today. I'll go ahead and put this one up here since I'm already trading on it right now. And we'll take a look at this real quick. So, all right. So this has got to get a pretty good pump out the gates. If it comes down here, I'll get out. And I set it at $1.09, but if you think about it, this could be considered if we drew a trend line here, if it broke 15, I might just want to go ahead and get out and then see what happens. But you know what? Like I said, it's worth $80 to find out. I want to give it room to breathe. I do think, however, let's see. There is more volume coming into the market on this one. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I tell you what, because this is one of those ones that I was going to say, this is one of those ones that it's either going to push down, or they're going to try to push it down and it's immediately going to start shooting back up. I think if it reaches, I really ought to give, I mean, if I was really going to be committed to this, I really ought to give it down to these levels here, because even on the daily chart, we're looking at 108. It could totally bounce off that 108 and then spring up. So, but because I don't want to take that much of a loss on it, I don't know. I think I'm just going to leave it where it's at. I'm overthinking it at this point. we've got to have a game plan. The market opens here in a few minutes. TVIX, I will be watching TVIX as I'm watching this chart with the S&P 500 to see if it's going to continue to make a move down. I didn't want to trade TVIX yesterday because honestly, I mean, I just didn't know I didn't know what to expect with it. But this market is continuing to just decline heavily. I mean, look at this. Um, so I don't know. I think there will be some more opportunities on the TVIX today. And I think there could be some good opportunities here, here, and of course, hopefully this trade will work itself out. If it's slow, if SXTC is just slow moving by like 10 o'clock and it hasn't really done much, I'll get out, even if I have to take a little bit of a loss. Codex, NVAX. I don't know if I want to commit to paying for all these shares. Good old WB is probably going to finally crack down through these levels today. Oh, and Wayfair is hitting the charts today. I wonder what's up with that. Or hitting the scanners, I should say. There's a 32% short float. It's a 63 million share float. Okay, they report losses. Okay, so what are we looking at? It's broken through some key levels here. What's the next key level? 55.33. It's already broken through it. It's made a little bit of a recovery, but okay, I'll keep this on watch. See if this starts making a recovery today. And then of course AMRN, talked about that. This is kind of looks like it's about to break this bottom here. I might even be fine to scale in with 100 shares, but I'm not doing anything today, guys. I'm going to see how this stuff works itself out. Okay, this I do not like. See how there's that gap right there? So you just completely gap down like that. Tell you what, I will take this. I'll go ahead and get out at 11. Because if it pushes through there, yeah. Yeah, I don't like that. And you're not saying that it can't recover from that, but yeah, I'll leave it at. I'll just leave it where it's at, guys. Again, I'm overthinking it. So for those of you just now joining, if anybody's joining, let me see here. So we've got 3 viewers, yeah. So for those of you just now joining, I'll give you a brief summary of the day. I already feel like I shouldn't be trading just because if you guys have been paying attention during the live stream, my son, I've got an 8-month-old baby here, and he has been sick this week, and I think I might have caught what he had. So I'm already kind of feeling down. My mind's not completely with it. I'm very much in almost like a I don't really care type mind frame right now. So I'm just gonna have to be extra careful today, and I'm not gonna be aggressive. I'm up probably, I don't know, over 2,000 on the week. There's no need in my mind to be too aggressive. There's definitely stocks I'm going to want to watch, but You know, these locates, some of these locates are, look, 36 bucks. This one was like 60 bucks, 67 bucks for locates. I mean, forget about it. I don't care that much. Now, granted, I mean, you know, at least not right now. I mean, if the chart starts to look better and it looks like it's creating just an undeniable pattern, I might take a stab at it. You know, because essentially, you know, for example, if this comes up and starts testing these levels here, but it can't break above this and it starts tanking, and all these other ones, you know, AHPI and APT and all this starts tanking with it, I may get in. I may get in. I mean, if you think about it, if you take a, you know, and I might even scale in. I might buy 100, scale in 25 shares at a time, um, and say I get filled at 75 and then 77, and you know, at that point I'd have 50 shares with a $76 average, and then say it started crashing down and I added to my position. You know, even if, let's say, even if I didn't add to my position, I mean, 50 shares, and if this thing drops like $20, I mean, that's you've made $1,000. So it is. I am considering it. I am considering it. It could actually present some really solid trading opportunities there, but I don't trust any of this junk. I'm just gonna watch it out the gates. We're gonna see. We'll see what it does. Let's look at W, and let's look at AMRN. So if AMRN looks like it's going to fail, I'll go ahead and get in. Oh, beautiful. It was trying. It's trying, but see, they're coming in to try to push it up. SPY's looking strong. S&P 500 looking real strong. But I don't know. I don't know if I trust this. So here's what I'll do. Because I think I don't know, guys. It's possible that this just doesn't even work. If we break that level, it'll be significant. It really will. MRN is testing. It's testing. I think it's worth to go short here. I'll go short 100 shares, and I'll just get out if it starts breaking past. Let's look. Let's get some real definitive levels here. If it can start breaking past the 1450 level, yeah, I'd probably be inclined to get out. SPY's making a solid quick push up, but it's not a solid enough bounce for me to be alarmed by quite yet. See where we're going here on AMRN. Yeah. I'm not going to add to it quite yet. Just see what it does. SXTC is kind of teetering. I don't know that I like it. I'll put 800 shares back out. I'll see if I can reduce my size, if we can get a jump up to 17. I'll sell 400 at 117 if it can get up there. MRN. I'll tell you what, guys, nothing's really fast moving today. Everybody's a little sketched out about what's going to happen. So look, this actually did come up. Did I locate? Yeah, I think I did locate on these. Let's see. I'll go ahead and. I mean, it's riding that EMA. Let's see. There we go. Just testing that VWAP. This is a VWAP rejection. Okay, it's pushing up. Pushing up, but is it going to hold? I think almost may be worth finding out. Doesn't look like. Let's see. If you guys hear my son, my wife is trying to drain all the crust out of his nose. So that may be okay. This looks weak. I'm gonna go ahead and take some shares here. We're in 200 with a at $4.12. May look to add again. Let's see what this does. You can see this coming down here and tanking. I could even see it coming up here, testing these levels again. I might be inclined to add at that point. Yeesh. There we go. There we go. I'll take another 200 there, average in with 406. Let's see if we can get the break. We may get a retest. And if we do, if we get a retest and come back, I'm probably gonna have to come out. Really want to see some resolution here. I want to see a break through all these levels. There we go. Come on, let's see a break. Let's see a clean. Okay, we've got a pretty clean break here. But I want to see a thrust down through the 350 levels. There we go. Ah, well, sorry. I'm trying to figure out where I want to add here. I'm wondering if there's going to be some kind of significant pullback. I've got a 406 average though. So, I mean, honestly, if this comes down and breaks these levels at 340, I would almost be willing to just hold through all of that. I wish I had taken the full 800 shares, but hindsight, right? I'd have probably, as a matter of fact, I'd have probably take some of my shares off the table. So I'm going to take a quarter of my position off there, put myself up a little bit on the day, and I will, let's see, I will look to add. I hope I get an opportunity to add. Yep, keep coming, keep coming. There you go. There you go. Let's take 100 here. Okay. We're back at 400 with a 397 average. There you go. Very good. See if we can get a little higher of an add here. Is he going to give it to us? Come on. Let's get up to VWAP. There you go. Okay, and all right, I'm going to take another 100 there. So we got 500 at a 397 average. Let me look at the 5-minute. Make sure we're okay. We're butting up against that VWAP. Let's see. Can we get another add? Okay, I'm going to add. I got 600 at 397 average. If I need to take some shares off, if it breaks up through VWAP, I'll scale out some of my position just to be safe. Come on. Here we go. Can we get another? Let's see. I think we're looking good for another add here. It's looking weak, looking like we might get that VWAP rejection. Okay, solid move. 700 shares at 398. And if we break down through 86, I'll see if I can add my last. There we go. Okay. So we're in the full 800 at 396. And we're going to look for this to just get crushed all the way down. I'll eventually start scaling out. Let's see here. I want to see a break. I want to see a break here. I should probably I don't want to sell myself short yet. I don't like that. I need for it to break. I need for it to break down through there. I do not like that. I wanted this to come all the way down. But this does kind of show that we've got this trend line here. So if we can break this previous level, if we can break 74, I think, and hold below it, we want to be able to close below it. But it may be one of those things. Obviously, if it comes over VWAP, I've got to get out, and I may have to scale out of my position a little bit. So really hoping for that breakdown. The stock looks weak. I don't see why it would continue to rise at this rate. See if we can finally get a trend line breakdown. There you go. Lots of selling there. Lots of selling. Come on. I really want to see it close at the 15 minute, but you never know with these stocks. This could just be one of those stocks that completely turns around and just ends up shooting to the moon. So definitely don't want to be in on that. But there's a lot of wicks, especially on the 15 minute. I don't know if there's a lot of buyer confidence. So but we'll see. Okay, I've got to unload half my position. I hated to do that, but there's no reason to go underwater if this thing shoots up like that. I can add those shares back in at the break of this trend line, which I'd feel a lot more confident in doing then. I want to see a close below VWAP on the 15 minute. Okay, close below VWAP on the 15. I want to see a break of this trend line and a break of 370. Even really a break of 390 would be pretty solid. There's a fight. There's a fight for sure. There's a fight to keep it below VWAP. It's looking weak. I'm going to go short another 200 here. And then I'll take the final 200 at the break of, I want to see a close below that trend line. And I'll take them at the break of 80. Come on. There we go. Let's close below it on the 1 minute. If this does not close below this trend line, I'm going to be extremely frustrated. Ugh. Come on. Ugh. It's right there on the line. Need to look at the 5 minute, but I've got my hands on the hotkeys. You just see a break of 90. There we go. This should be coming down. This should be coming down for a final move to the downside. There we go. There's no reason this should not be coming down right now. This is a solid pattern. Huge bearish volume on the 15-minute. There we go. Man, I'll tell you what, this is having the hardest time. So, okay, I need to move to a 2-minute. What's happening here? Ah, when that happens. 390. It's happening on the 5-minute. So it breaks over 406, 408. So take off 300 shares at the break of 405, stop buy, and then the other at stop buy. Okay, otherwise we'll add to our position here, and then we'll change those orders to 400. Okay, so we're going to change these orders to 400. So right now, if this comes over, if this comes over 406, I just need to get out all 800 shares. So we'll take it at 405. Stop buy. Yeah. I'll tell you what, this is frustrating. This is frustrating. I feel like we should be seeing some very significant momentum to the downside. And I'm going to be willing to hold this as long as I can. I may obviously have to piece off a quarter of my position down here at this level just in case there's a bounce, but I'll hold the rest as long as I possibly can, and I'll hit the bid. I want to add liquidity and get paid or pay less on commissions and fees. Okay. All right, so we'll come back to that. mRNA failed breakout. That's pretty significant. I think it could test 2272. So might give it a shot. Let me look at AMRN again here. AMRN looks like it's actually bull flagging. But my thing is if the SPY continues to pull, I don't see why that couldn't continue, like just race down and break through all these levels and finally break this. That would be significant. We can get a whole dollar move, maybe even a $2 move on those 100 shares. So, oh, now you're working. I told you guys 108 was a good bounce on the daily. I almost said it there, but doesn't matter. Didn't work. It's game over for that one anyway. Let's look at some of these other ones. Wayfair, guys, I'll tell you what, it's slow. I think people are nervous. I mean, straight up, I think I think people are nervous, and as they should be. I mean, this is very unnerving. This is very unnerving. With the action on the S&P 500, with everything going on with all these coronavirus things. I mean, and as far as the SPY has come down right now, I think a lot of people are speculating. Just nobody knows the direction it's going to go. I don't think anybody even wants to halfway try to guess it either. So, which is understandable. I'll accept the $9. Codex looks like it could definitely make a move. Solid move down. I'm inclined to wait for a pullback, but I don't know. I'll take it there. Come on. And we'll take, well, it's not really, I'm almost inclined to unload from my position now because okay, there we go. There we go. Good solid resolution. Is it though? Let's see, continued move down. Let's get continued momentum. It'd be clutch to break through 1611. I'm going to unload 50 shares just in case. Okay, my trade on alt went bad. Went bad, guys. So I'll tell you what, that was a good trade gone bad. Good trade gone bad. See if we can average in here. For a strong move to the downside. don't know if this is just tracking with the SPI. So I'll take another 200 here. It does have a short selling restriction, which can, sometimes makes it a little more difficult. But I'll tell you what, if it comes back above 1430, I'm going to want to get out. So 200 at 1430, limit, stop, buy. Okay, and let's go back here on Codex, see what's happening here. It's coming back down. Might take that other 50 shares at I'd really like to see Codex get crushed down to these levels. there's a fight right now. This is not a fight that I want to get in, and that's kind of how you have to look at it. It's like a tug of war between the buyers and sellers. Um, this may cause me to miss my stop buy. There we go. Okay, so I'm getting out of that. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to see what happens. Because truly, this could be just kind of circling around, and I mean, it could skyrocket back up to these levels here, at least to retest these levels, and I don't want to be underwater that much if that happens. So ALT, ALT failing, but it's been so choppy. I don't know what to, honestly don't know what to do with it quite yet. What's the volume like? A 5 minute. So basically this is what we're looking at right now. A little bit bigger of a trend line. So pushed up on the 15 minute, could not maintain above, broke out, and now is getting slammed down. Guys, I'm willing to take another stab. There's very light buy volume in that move back up, so I'm willing to take another shot. Because if this is the break, this is the breakdown, that'll be good. So, all right, I'll get in 200 there. But if this just continues to whip around, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to give it time. I'm going to give it room to breathe, give it room to play out. Codex triple top basically at 1852. So we'll sell it. We'll go short 50 there. It's a good solid on the 5 minute. I mean, it's a solid rejection right there. So it's worth it to me to see if it actually starts resolving to the downside. And I'd probably add at 17, at the break of 1750, stop, sell. And then again at the break of 1716, which would probably be stop, sell. Now it is whippy. It's choppy right now, but I kind of like how it just wasn't able to break that high. You got 52 here, 50, 50, yeah. So it made, technically that's a lower low. So what I'll do is just go ahead and put a stop at 1850 on that first 50 shares. Even do 51 just to give it a little more room. W, okay, it's interesting. Massive sell off at 940. I think I could get in 100 here if it doesn't break. going back and forth right now. But looks like there's a pretty significant trend line playing out on the 15-minute. See what this looks like on the 30 and the 60. I mean, it's still above VWAP, so I might let it come up, test those levels a little bit more. I'll be patient with it. Yeah, if this springs up past this triple top, I want to get out. I don't even care about it at that point. Even if it fakes out, even if it, does a fake out breakout over the 9 EMA, whatever. I'm playing it safe from here on out. I'm underwater 150 bucks. I mean, and after fees, commissions, and some of the shares I've borrowed, I mean, I'm probably going to end the day down 200 if this doesn't work in my favor. But no worries. That's why yesterday was an $800 day. Gave myself some room to play. So I want to see this work out. Finally get a flush down. Break these levels, and then if it breaks this, I mean, we could even go into another halt. This is just ridiculous action right here. Breaking through, which might be why it's having a hard time at, the previous day's open at 1770. But wow, I mean, if this breaks past 1648, I would add again. If I have enough, let me see if I have enough. No, I don't think I have enough. Oh yeah, I do. I have enough. I could add again. Just going to be it. Okay. Consider adding again at 95. Looks like it could close below that trend line. Man, this is stubborn. Alt, why won't you crash? Why won't you crash? Alt, why won't you crash? Hey, why won't you crash? Okay, alt immune. Nobody cares about your coronavirus thing. Look at this, AMRN starting to work out in our favor. That's good. Oh, you got to break the 20 and close below that trend line. And, I mean, if that happens, this is what I'm talking about. If that happens, we should be in business. Okay, I'll go again. So we got 400 now in alt at 396 average. We're breaking trend line. We're breaking all the EMAs. This could have been a VWAP fake out. I'll add again the break of 78. There's no reason why this should not run in our favor right now. I'm going to be patient with it. Come on, break 80. Can you break 80? Can you pick up another couple hundred? I'm hesitant though because it still technically hasn't closed below any of that. I want to get a close. I want to get a close. And if we get close to a close, well, we're still way down here, but you know, this is the kind of thing where it'll snap right back up. If it's going to be a chop fest today on this stock, it'll snap right back and just be a little you know what. That's what I don't want to happen. We got 30 seconds left. 25 seconds. It's very important to watch the time, by the way, on things like this. Okay. Okay, it's about to close below all that, right? Right? Yep. Okay, it's closed. I got a little more confidence here to let this play out. So if it breaks, if it goes down to test 80 again, I'll start shorting. I'll add another 200 shares to that. But boy, I'll tell you what, this guy is stubborn. Alt is stubborn. As stubborn as I've ever seen. Oh, come on, don't be a chop fest. Don't be a chop fest. You broke trend line. You're selling off. Come on. All of them are coming back. All of them are chop fest today. Look at this. Look at this. All right, at one point it's like, are we gonna finally be out of our trades today, or are we gonna dig ourselves out of the hole today? You know, and this is those times where you think to yourself, man, I should have taken profit. Well, no, you shouldn't have, because even with this could come up. We got to let it breathe. I've set my stop. And actually, I'm going to set it back. I'm going to set it now above 1423. If this comes above, we'll say 26. We were at 30. We're going to stop it now because I could see it. We'll say 23. Buy. Stop. Here's the really bad part, guys. Here's the really bad part. The really bad part is I have got to go. I've got to go out of town today. So I've got to go out of town today, so I really don't have time to sit around and mess with this. I've got to bear in mind that this does have a heavy short float. You gotta be kidding me, all. Can one of you guys just real quick work out in my favor? Just real quick. Oh, what a chop fest. It's already come up here. What a chop fest. What are we squeezing out here now? Or I'm gonna give it a little bit of room, guys. Just gonna give it some room just to see what this does. I feel like this could be a complete fake out. I mean, it just fought its way through all the moving averages, through VWAP. I mean, if it breaks trend line, it's just sometimes it feels like there's just somebody pushing buttons. It's like they know. Like how but how do so many people get on board with this junk? I mean, this is clear rollover, confluence of multiple confluence, breaking of all these key indicators, an increase in sell volume, um, breaking of a trend line, VWAP fake out. After a previous pretty big sell off, you had basically a more better than a dollar move sell off. It's just like, how do you, who comes in here and determines? And this is a rhetorical question. I know it doesn't work that way. I mean, obviously there is something to say when you're on, for being on a, being involved with a thinly traded stock, and a stock that is probably being manipulated by algorithmic trading bots. But my goodness, I mean, this stock should be going absolutely nowhere. There's no way to justify any of this. I mean, this should just be getting crushed to the downside. I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't go down to the $3 level today, and we might. This might just be kind of a strong argument between the buyers and the sellers, and what the price of this stock should be, and it could be. Just that, once it breaks, it's going to break hard. So, I mean, it's a first development milestone toward a single dose intranasal COVID-19 vaccine. It's not even like, I mean, I don't know. I guess, but people see all this crazy action going on with all these other stocks, and so of course I get it. They're sitting here thinking, well, you know, and when I say all these other stocks, I'm kind of pointing more toward. I'm going to get out of that one. Pointing more towards like NVAX, um, AHPI. I mean, look at this. Gosh, it would have been worth buying that 100 shares. This is just worthless. I'm getting rid of that one. Okay. Roku, work. Work looks like it could be turning over. Yeah, so I mean, when you've got stocks like HPI that are just making these massive moves overnight, I get it. And these are choppy. These are really choppy right now. HPI, this one's really the only one that's not that choppy. But all this other stuff is like Chop Fest 5,000. I think this is going to test probably 2149 today. I mean, we are sitting on a lot of consolidation over there. It probably wouldn't be the smartest move to. Okay, I'm out of Codex. Boy, it took me out way up there. Okay, down 192 on the day. Is AMRN going to resolve? If AMRN resolves and finally crushes through these levels, we'll basically end break even today. This one looks like it's rolling over, guys. Ah. I mean, if that's a short squeeze. May have to start piecing out of this trade. Okay, I'm out. Gotta admit when you're wrong. Gotta admit when you're wrong. It's the worst thing in the world, but you gotta admit it. Another trend line breakout. This is it's just behaving irrationally. This is exactly the same type of thing that happened to me on SPCE. So it's unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. Codex, same thing. I mean, it just blatant. Just blatant choppiness, squeezes. We'll shoot for this one more time. See if we can get in on a good move to the downside here, especially with that VWAP projection. See if we can get in another 50 here. Getting a little more, admittedly, I'm getting a little more aggressive. So we got 100 at 18.45 average. Is it going to get bought up? And if it closes above VWAP, obviously I'm going to get out. So we got about a minute to find out if that's even going to be a thing. Now if we get the breakdown here, that'll be solid. I can't tell if that's on VWAP or under VWAP. But I know if we get a break through 18, we'll be back in business. It's working for it. Okay, reduced our share size. Get back in at the break of 1850. Stop. If it gets over 1920, stop. Buy the last 50 shares. Otherwise, we want to stop sell at the break of 1850. And we'll do it right at 50. Hey, busy getting my laptop fixed. Figured I'd drop in and see what's going on. What's up? What's up, Notre Dame? Hope you're doing all right, man. Just very choppy day. Very choppy day. I had several really nice trades working out earlier on ALT. I was even up a bit more on AMRN at one point. I don't know, almost $50, maybe a little more. But it's, man, I'll tell you what, this is chop fest. This is chop fest. We're just not seeing the kind of follow through that you would want to see on some of this stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of getting to that place where it's like, well, let's see. As a matter of fact, I may stop this out at 1911. Sorry, hold on. 1911. Stop by. Um, yeah, it's just it's one of those situations where you look back and you think, well, if I had just taken profit really quickly, I'd be doing well. I'd at least be break even, but you want to let yeah no there's no steady direction. So I probably need to just stop trading. So it's going to be a red day, unless Codex just completely just starts tanking, which is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it to just start tanking down to these levels. I would love for it to do that, but it would have to go pretty hard on 100 shares, and I'd have to hold on to it pretty good or for a pretty good while, um, just to make break even on the day. This right here looks like a bull flag. Now, if it ends up, it could be, I guess it could be a bull trap, but this could have been a bear trap, and now we're bull flagging. I mean, this is a perfect cup and handle formation. It's very now, again, it's to the Bears, in the Bears' favor, but I mean, if this, we just need to see if this is going to work out. But yeah, this is looks bullish VWAP push. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's definitely made it above VWAP. It's sitting on VWAP. Again, cup and handle formation. It's probably going to go up. It's probably going to go up. Now, you know me, I'm short biased. So, and I know that if this goes down, yesterday we were talking about the Bears take the window. If this goes down, this stock could definitely jump far out of this window. So, especially if it starts breaking down through these key levels here. Um, so I'd give it one more chance. I'd give it one more chance to do that. Um, and I'd probably go short again at the break. Yeah, of 1850. Oh. $18.49 just to be well. There you go. All right, so I'm in another 50 shares there. So what we want to see now is we want to see the Bears take the window. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Is it going to happen? Don't know. But if we get down to 18, I'll probably take even another 50 shares. I'll average in there, stop, sell at 1801. Otherwise, I'm going to get out and just take the L and keep it moving. So, but yeah, if this makes a recovery at this point, I mean, right now we could actually draw the trend line. There's quite a bit of gap fill potential. Yeah. What's BRB, if you don't mind? So basically a break of 19 would kind of would need to be my stopping point there. Yeah, what's BRB, Notre Dame? Ah, look at that. This is what we don't want to see. We don't want to see a VWAP recovery on the 5-minute. Come on. Close below. Okay. Stop. Buy. I'm going to have to get out there and then there. And put it down a couple points to reduce chances of slippage. Still got 100 shares at 53. I could go short again. Another 150 there. Okay, so I'm 150 at 1862. So I'll put it at the break of 1899. Stop by those 100 back at 1899. All right. So if this can push down and break through 18, I think we'll be able to get back some of what we lost. So here's the thing. For those of you watching, we've got 4 viewers right now. If just to let you guys know, I'm gonna have to leave here in a little bit. This is gonna be a short day for me. I've got to go out of town. So hopefully we'll see some quick resolution here. That would be nice. I'm going to. I'll give this a few more minutes to play out. Break 80. About to get the VWAP break there on W. Wayfair. Heavy short float today, guys. It's trend line rejection. I think I'd feel all right with this. Just spready. Well, not spready, but small moves back and forth. I mean, it looks small, but you're looking at dollar moves. These are whole dollar moves here and there. So I don't know if I want to risk another $100 at this point. I am changing the story now to 1819. I will sell another 50 shares at the break of 1819. And let's see. I will now take it at the whole 150 at 18. $96. Okay, we're in 200, 1856 average. Come on. Let's get a crush down. Come on. So we'll take off 100 at 1770. We'll take off 50. Take off 50 there. Reduce 150 at 1855. pretty good. It's pretty good. That's kind of a move I was looking for. I feel like bears took the window on that. I want to see a crush down of 18 and a retest of 1750. See how far up this can come. See if we can get it at 70. Nah. Well. Got it at 1765. It's not taking my order for some reason. Came right down to my order and did not take it. Come on. You gotta be kidding me. Come on. Ah, man. Look at this. There we go. Finally. All right. We're pulling it out, guys. We're pulling it out. Last minute, but, you know, we're getting it in. We're getting it in. Okay. So we're digging ourselves out slowly but surely. I honestly don't know if, let's see, 1830. I'll sell another there. If we can make it up to 1830. And it would be really nice to finally get just a total flush. Nice trend line rejection there. If we get a break of 1750, probably want to add back in there. We'll do 1760. Take another 50 and just look for just a complete flush. And then 17 20 stop sell. Can we do that? No? 1760. Oh, I don't have enough. Sorry. I'm waiting for it to pop up to 30. Get a quick pop up to 30, that'd be great. Otherwise, we'll get it at 60. This is one of those moments where you're looking at your P&L and it's like, you know what? I can totally just reduce my loss for the day and be done. But so I'm going to get those other shares. Okay, I got those shares. 1850. Goodness gracious. Ah. Okay, stop at 1880. That's how we'll control this. Buy out there. $18.90. We'll stop by there. Otherwise, we want to just see this. We want to see this finally tank. There you go. Come on. Resolve to the downside. Come on. We're back in 150 at 1850. I guess at this point it would be good just to continue to safely remove. Just to continue, in case we get stuck in choppiness, I think I would be fine to safely take off, for a flash down to 1790. And then add back the break of 1760. I think we had that order down there. Put it back down there. $17.65. Okay, let's see if we can get a little bit of profit down here at 1790. We just need to get a quick tap below $18. Okay. Okay, never mind. Out. Okay, 279. Let's go on Codex. Now I'm thinking I might change my game plan here because no, I'll keep it there just in case it starts forming another upward trend line here. If we get a break there, should get a quick shot down to 90. Get out those 50 shares. Recover a little bit of loss again. $18.81. Oh yeah. Those are stop orders. $17.90 is a buy, yeah. If we get a flush down, we should get a solid flush down. So I'm gonna remove the whole 1790 thing because this may end right here anyway. May get a quick spike up. Totally take it at 1765. Limit. Buy. Buy, and then 1730. Buy. All right, guys. Listen, I've got to keep it moving, so I'm gonna just keep these orders out. I will do a recap video. I might not get it in today, but I should definitely be able to get one in by tomorrow. So anyway, or I might do one real quick. I might do a recap video real quick. So I don't know. It just depends if we get that flush on here on this stock. I would really like to go ahead and see that flush all the way to the downside. That could be huge. So anyway, all right, guys. Happy trading, and if today's a red day, it's a red day. At least it's a controlled red day. Better than a negative $2,000 red day. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take a $200-300 red day any day over my account being blown. So there's that. Anyway, guys, happy trading, and I'll be back here Monday. And if I'm able to, I'll get up another episode of The Trader's Mind this weekend. So, all right, guys, take care.